Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What do you value? What do you value? What do you value? And I'm going to ask you, why do you value it? And I'm going to ask you, whatever that you value, for whatever reason, who else values that? The question is, I'm going to put it in very simple terms, okay? The world is putting different levels of what success is and what is valuable. How now a person, an ordinary person, a person who says, I have to be humble, how is he going to fit into this world? Because this world does not look kindly to a humble person, to an ordinary person. In this world, to survive, you have to be successful according to the terms of this world. And the question is saying, so how? It says many parts of this question. It's not just two sentences, it's many parts, but I'm just going to get a couple of parts. Then, how does an ordinary person control his jealousy? Because this whole world now, how this world is functioning, especially in the world of capitalism, but I don't think communism doesn't have it too, especially in the world of capitalism, it is based on only on desire. Desire, that's it. Everything that you see on television, all the commercials, is just desire. To make you to be desirous. To open the doors of your desire. You're sitting there, you just had dinner. You turn on the television and the pizza commercial. And you're saying, I want to eat pizza. Suddenly you're hungry. You're not hungry, but they turn on that desire because the desire now, it is limitless, isn't it? And they understand that desire is limitless. Because they're kafir philosophers, they're saying because this desire, some they use that word ego. I'm not going to say which philosopher, it's not that important for people to know, for his name to be mentioned, to be blessed. He's saying because people's ego, it is so strong. And therefore, people are all evil. And it is very, if there is no real control in this world, a system, a discipline, the people are just going to be like animals. Because people are like animals. They are animals. Inside, they have basic desires. Okay? The uncle is saying that. And the nephew is saying, oh, I can make money from this. My uncle talks very nice philosophy. I'm going to see if this philosophy can make me some bucks, some money. If people are filled with desire, I'm going to open that door of desire and to make them to desire what I have. Very clever, isn't it? So, that happened. With the modern age, the doors of desire suddenly flung wide open. Everyone has that desire. Yes, it is granted. It is inside, it is buried, it is kept. It is controlled. But the one who opens that and says that you can and you must have anything that your eye sees, anything that you desires, that one is whispering, giving the waswasa, that is shaitan. Because everyone's ego is even desiring to be Allah. Because the ego, the nafs, is challenging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is saying, who am I and who are you? The ego is saying, you are you and I are me. We are equal station. You are Allah, I am also an Allah, an ilah. That's why our shahadat is always say, La ilaha illallah. Don't think we're saying La ilaha illallah because we have put all those statues there. There's no other statues. You get rid of all the statues. You still have the ilah. You're still trying to get rid of that. If you already get rid of it, why you say it? Why we need to say it? If we are already in the Siratul Mustaqim, why do we have to say Ihdina Siratul Mustaqim? We are in a Sirat, yes. But if we are not in the Siratul Mustaqim of those whom Allah has favored, that Sirat is going to bring us to very dangerous situations. That way, that bridge, because it is not a bridge that Allah has favored. It is a bridge that you're going to bring yourself to the fire. So, you look to the world. What is it that is valuable? You are a person living in the world. You are working. You are doing everything. And the world is saying, to be someone, you have to have this, you have to be this, you have to wear this, you have to smell this, you have to eat this, you have to have a wife like this, children like this, drive a car like this, isn't it? Continuously, every single day, every single commercial is saying to you, you are ugly, you are poor, you are hungry, you are thirsty. Every single commercial is just pushing, saying to you that you are nothing. You want to be something? Then take this from me. But give me this. Give me this one. I'll give it to you. Never ending. So you're living in this world now. And this is what the world is valuing. What do you value? Say you're a Muslim, you're a mu'min, you're a murid. What do you value? If you say, I'm torn in between the two, then I'm going to say, choose one side. You cannot be one day like this, one day like that. Choose one side. Believe in one side. Whether you are successful with one side or not, that you have chosen is something else, but at least choose one side. So you're saying now, you're going to choose. Okay. If you're a believer, you're going to value what Allah values. You're going to value what the Prophet values. You're going to follow your rightly guided leaders, then you are going to go to them to say, this is my life now, living in New York in 2016, and I'm going through these problems. Help me. To someone that not only is existing the same time as you are, but is understanding. And you see him understanding. Because there are so many, they don't understand, although they live in the same time period, because they're always buried under books. Or they just seclude themselves. They're not going around experiencing and understanding people's hearts. There's a reason why prophethood only reach at the age of 40. That the Prophet ﷺ, he was a camel herder, he was a farmer. But today's parents, one of their biggest nightmare, they're saying, what, you want to be a shepherd? You want to be a farmer? Yeah, they're good people. They make zikr and everything. But when it comes suddenly to the dunya, they say, well, you have the akhirat already, right? Because you're following a shaykh and everything, high stations, mashallah. Now you have to have the dunya. Allah. So what do you value? You're valuing the things that Allah and His Prophet is saying, is valuing. You're valuing the things that your rightly guided leader, your shaykh, is explaining to you what it is. If you have that, then it doesn't matter what you have and what you do in the dunya, that is valuable. You can be a porter in the dunya, that is very valuable because you are listening to Allah and Allah is looking and giving value to your action. That becomes an ibadat for you. You are a professor, that has value to you. You are a businessman, that has value to you. Because you're not following your ego, you're not following your shaitan, you're following a shaykh. The one who has no shaykh, his shaykh is shaitan. But if you're not following a shaykh, then that time, don't think that you're following this world and you're becoming top level in this world. What the world says, this is success. You have to earn 6-figure salary. You have to have this house, this car. That is success. You are going to be happy. You're going to be miserable because you're not made for this world. You will never be satisfied. You're going to come up to a crisis. Unbelievers are understanding that. You're going to understand this is all a trick. Whatever them experiencing now, as more and more years they go by, I'm getting weaker, I'm experiencing less. Don't think you're experiencing more. Some, they already passed, one leg is in the grave, they're still running to become like a teenager, to experience more things, to run after things that when they were in their 20s, bruh, you're going to die. Get ready for that. That's why those who enter into tariqat, you enter into midlife crisis. That's why you enter into tariqat. But people enter the midlife crisis when they're 50s. Muslims are always ahead, alhamdulillah. They enter to midlife crisis when they're 16, 20, 25, 30. Meaning what? You start to think, knock your head and say, what am I here for? Who am I? Where am I going to? What does this all mean? If you haven't asked those questions yet, even if you are making a zikr every day, you have not asked those questions yet, you haven't come up to any level of understanding because you're not asking who you are, where you want to go to. You're just going along because people making zikr, you're making zikr, people praying, you're praying, mawlid, just going along. That's why you can be stuck like that for years because you haven't come to that crisis. Those who are intelligent, they're going to come to that crisis, midlife crisis, understanding through just thinking. Following Hazrati Ibrahim alayhi salam. Thinking and understanding, coming to an understanding of his Lord through thinking, through reflection. Those who are not, then maybe by the time something hits you and you realize, it may be too late. You cannot do anything. Your youth is spent. Energy is spent. Now you want to run, you cannot run so much. You want to free yourself, you cannot free yourself so much now. Because the dunya, because your desires, because shaitan and hawa and the ego is holding on to you, chaining you there. If you understand those chains when you are young, you can work with it. Why you want to desire? What is it that you want to desire and why you want to desire? What you're trying to be. If you get that, you want to be that. That you want to be. The porter who wants to, for example, become a sultan, why are you so in love with that position of a sultan? You think the sultan is having an easy time. Let's not take sultan. Let's go down to a level that we can all understand. You want to be a president. You want to be rich. You want to be famous. Everybody wants to be rich and famous, of course. They start first, one of the things in the 80s, right? Television program. What they call it? You remember. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. One ugly British guy with a speaking like that. Making people to go into rich people's house and to put the desire in their heart. And in Islam, it is not good to go to a rich person's house. It's not good to go to a rich person's house and that Muslim. If you want to visit, go to a poor person's house. It will increase your faith, increase your shukr. But now they're putting it. So everyone now going crazy. I must have this, I must have this. Why can't we have this? Why can't we have this? And that desire becomes bottomless. You're trying to fill up this emptiness that is in your heart, but that heart can only be filled up by Allah. It is not by this dunya. You want to be like them. What did they ever do to you? They don't know you exist. They don't even like you. They don't. If you say, no, they like me, then go to their house. Say, I want to have dinner with you. Or go to their clubs. Or go to where they hang out. If they don't call security, then call me a liar. They don't even like you. They don't care for you. And you want to be like them? For what? These are jerks. Try to be with those whom Allah loves, and they love you for Allah's sake. Otherwise, that is your role model. And forever, you're not going to understand yourself. You will not understand your identity. You will be psychotic for the rest of your life because you don't know yourself. One day you're like this, one day you're like that, one day you're like this, one day you're like that. They are controlling you. You don't know your identity. Person who doesn't know his identity, like I said before, is very dangerous because he can be controlled. If you know who you are, he cannot be controlled. May Allah forgive me. Assalamu alaikum.